Blue and red lights explode in your mirrors. Your heart drops because you know you weren't speeding. No wheelies, no crazy lane changes, nothing wild. Just a smooth ride home. Rolled a bit past the white line, slipped between a couple cars. Parked up on the sidewalk near the cafe so no one hits your bike. Normal rider stuff, right? On paper, that normal ride can stack enough violations to ruin your day, and you'd have no idea why. That's the danger of hidden motorcycle laws, the rules you break without knowing. In this video, we're diving into the quiet laws riders break every day and the tickets you never see coming. Number 1, the stop you didn't actually make. Ask most riders if they stop at red lights and stop signs, and they'll confidently say, of course. But watch them ride, and you see something different. Rolling past the stop line, stopping with the front wheel in the crosswalk, slowing to almost zero, then creeping through because nothing's coming. In many places, that's not just sloppy, it's an easy ticket. The law in a lot of areas doesn't just say, stop. It says you must stop before the limit line, before the crosswalk, and come to a complete stop, wheels not moving. If an officer is watching your tires still creeping while you look left and right, they don't see a cautious rider. They see someone who never actually stopped. On a bike, this happens constantly at empty intersections. You balance at a slow roll to avoid putting a foot down. You inch forward so you can see around a truck or hedge, and all the while, you're technically in violation. Stack a couple of these in front of the wrong patrol car, and your smooth riding suddenly looks like a pattern of failures to stop. And the tricky part, this ties straight into the next law because what you do after that stop matters just as much. Number 2, the blinkers you think you don't need. Turn signals seem simple. You use them when you turn. Easy. But that's not how the law always sees it. In many places, the rule isn't use them when you feel like it, it's signal every time you turn or change lanes, and sometimes for a set distance before you move. On a bike, where you're used to quick moves, this is a ticket waiting to happen. A lot of riders skip signals when there's no one behind them. Others only use them for big turns, not small lane changes. Some flick the switch half a second before they move or cancel mid-turn. From their point of view, they signaled. From a legal point of view, they didn't give enough warning for anyone to react. There's another twist. Many riders install tiny LED indicators or integrated taillight signals that look great online, but can barely be seen in bright daylight. If an officer decides your lights aren't visible enough, or they don't meet the size or spacing rules, they can treat it like you didn't signal at all. So now you're signaling correctly, or at least you think you are. But what about the way your bike itself looks to the law?
Number 3, the invisible equipment violations. Most riders think of their bike in terms of style and performance, pipes, lights, tail tidy mirrors. The law thinks in terms of visibility, identification, and safety. That gap between what looks good and what's legal is where a ton of tickets live. That clean tail tidy that tucks your plate under the fender, it might have just made your plate not clearly visible from the rear, which is illegal in a lot of places. Put it on a side mount and angle it too sharply, and now an officer can't read it from behind. That's enough reason to pull you over before they ever worry about your speed. Then add colored lights, smoked signal covers, or brake lights that are too dim or flash in weird patterns. Many regions only allow red for the rear, amber or white for the front, and require a steady, visible brake light. Even small things count. Missing deflectors, no light on the license plate at night, bar-end mirrors that don't give a clear rear view. Each one on its own might feel minor, but they give officers plenty of legal reasons to stop you whenever they want. And once you're stopped, another set of hidden laws suddenly become very important, the ones that have nothing to do with the bike and everything to do with you. Number 4, paperwork, insurance, and the license you think is close enough. A lot of riders haven't gotten around to fixing a lapsed inspection, renewing registration, or updating their address with the licensing authority. Some even ride on a car license, assuming that because they're experienced, the motorcycle endorsement can wait. To the law, none of that flies. In many places, riding without a proper motorcycle endorsement is treated as a serious offense. If you're involved in a crash, it can also give insurance companies a reason to make your life very difficult. Riding with expired registration or inspection can mean fines, and in some cases, your bike can be impounded on the spot. Insurance is another hidden trap. You might have a policy in your wallet, but if the minimum required coverage in your area is higher than what you bought, you're technically non-compliant. That can create ugly surprises when someone asks for proof of coverage. And don't forget about carrying proof on you. Some places require you to present it immediately if an officer asks. If you can't, you might be cited even if you're actually insured. But even riders who have every document lined up still get caught daily because they miss the next hidden category completely: who they carry and how. Number 5, passengers, gear, and the rules wrapped around your body. Riders often think of gear as a personal choice: helmet or no helmet, jacket or hoodie, boots or sneakers. The law in many areas disagrees, especially when it comes to helmets, eye protection, and passengers. In some regions, every rider and passenger must wear a helmet. In others, you might be able to ride without a helmet, but only if you're over a certain age and have a specific insurance coverage. But your passenger might still be required to wear one, even if you're not. Then there's eye protection. Even if your bike has a big windshield, some places still require goggles or a visor. Riding with a cool open-face helmet and sunglasses might not meet the standard if they're not considered proper protective eyewear. Passengers bring even more rules. No passenger foot pegs? In many areas, that means no passenger, period. Some places also have minimum age or size guidelines for kids on the back, requiring them to be able to reach the pegs and sit safely. A child perched on the tank or standing between you and the bars is not just unsafe, it's a ticket waiting to happen. All of these rules sit quietly in the background until someone decides to enforce them. And that's where knowing the fine print becomes as important as knowing how to ride.
The laws you don't know are the ones that cost you most. Most riders are not reckless outlaws blasting through city streets all day. They're regular people who love their bikes, follow the big rules, and still end up with tickets they never saw coming, not because they were wild, but because they never learned the quiet details hiding in the rulebook. Rolling a little too far at a stop, forgetting to signal early enough, hiding the plate under the tail, letting paperwork slide just for a month, putting a passenger on without pegs or proper gear. None of these feel like headline offenses in the moment. They feel normal, common, harmless. But the law doesn't care how normal something feels. It cares what's written. You don't need to ride scared or obsess over every code number on the books. But you do need to respect that the small things add up. Take 10 minutes to read the motorcycle section of your local traffic laws. Make sure your gear, your bike, and your habits line up with what's actually required where you ride, not just what people say in group chats. Because at the end of the day, staying out of trouble on a motorcycle isn't just about avoiding the big, obvious mistakes. It's about understanding the hidden rules that quietly shape every ride, so the only surprises you get are the good ones: smooth roads, clear skies, and a clean record.